Gina, welcome back to the channel. So today I almost didn't do a video. I've been feeling a little under the weather this whole week while we were on. So I had my 50th birthday. We went down to the coast in Texas and we stayed at this adorable little place that was just steps from the beach. And the minute we walked in, it made me feel, I lost my voice almost completely. And I'm a pretty loud person, so I had no voice at all for like 4 days, and so it still sounds a little raspy, so I apologize. So I wanted to make sure I didn't leave y'all hanging. I wanted to talk about this bag that I want to make with these Sewcialites blocks. So I finished the Sewcialites quilt with the wild honey, and Kimberly just showed that this morning on her live stream. And so I don't have that back yet from Kimberly, but I do have all of the Sunday Brunch blocks. And I've gotten them laid out, so I'm going to arrange the camera in a minute so you can see up above, and I'm going to show you what I'm doing. So if you're making a bag with me, you can spend the weekend and kind of get yourself started. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust the camera, and I'm going to show you what we got going on. Okay, so I'm not really following a bag pattern. What I am doing is I have my quilt blocks laid out, and I guess for you they are now upside down, so I can turn my strawberry this way in my heart. So I just have them laid out how I think they look pretty. What I do, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 across and 3 down. So that's how I have done. So this is basically the front side of the bag, and this is going to be the back side of the bag, or vice versa. So I've got 4 going this way and 3 down. And so I did have to make 2 extra blocks because when I made the little bag, I used these 2 plus 1 on the back. So I made a couple of extra little blocks. They are super basic. This is one of them. I just sewed 3 strips together, and then I put some fold over corners on them. If you want to do that, so the measurements for this one is it's 3 1.5 inch strips sewn together. And then the fold over corners are 2 inches, 4 of those folded over on each corner. So that's how you make that block. Then, so I made a 9 patch, and I made, I sewed 9 pieces that are 1.5 inches big. So little squares, I sewed 9 of those, and then I did 2 inch fold over corners on that one. And that made this little block. So super basic, and so I'll put those measurements down in the bottom in case you didn't write them down. Here's what I discovered. I discovered these blocks that I made on camera are not all exactly the same size. So I was going to do sashing between each one and then in between the rows. However, the sashing pieces were not lining up, and I can't stand that. It's a huge pet peeve of mine. So I did a row, and then I did another row, and I went to sew them together because I was going to show y'all one piece sewn together, and then I was like, oh no, that does not look good at all. So I ripped some out. I sat down and I thought, okay, what if I make them like a log cabin, and I kind of put fabric around each one, which is basically what I did. So let's use this one as an example. So this house pattern was too small. This house pattern was quite a bit smaller than, for instance, this block. You can see it's about 1/2 inch smaller. I don't know what I was doing. Doesn't really matter now, because I went ahead and put a 1.5 inch piece on the right side and a 1.5 inch piece on the bottom. So that's all I'm doing on any of these blocks. I'm sewing a piece on the right and a piece on the bottom, or a piece on the bottom and a piece on the, well, here, let me see. So this one is a piece on the right and a piece on the bottom, and this one is a piece on the top and a piece on the right. So that's all I'm doing over and over again. So each one gets a piece on the right and a piece on the bottom, and then the next one gets a piece on the top and a piece on the right. And so it basically, when you look at them, then this block is up, this block's down, this block's up, this block's down. And so once we sew them all together, it'll make each block, it'll kind of make each block shine in their own way. I think it'll just look prettier because each block will sort of be blocked off, and you can really see the hard work in the actual block that we made. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to finish these 2 blocks here on camera and show you what I'm doing for the one for, I'm going to give you 2 examples, and then y'all can sew your rows together. If you want to put a sashing in between, you can. If you want it to be bigger, If you want to do a sashing on the top or the bottom, you can do that also. So basically that's all I'm going to do is a square, well, a rectangular bag. So it's going to have, this is going to be the one side, this is going to be the other side, and then I'm going to put 2 pieces in on the sides of it and then another piece on the bottom, and then it's going to be a bag. And so I'm going to break this up into a couple of different videos. So hopefully next time my voice will sound a little more normal and I will feel a little bit better and we will just go crazy. So for over the weekend, if you want to work on this, cut yourself your 1.5 inch strips and check out the measurements down below. Okay, so I'm going to grab my sewing machine and we're going to do these last 2 blocks here, and then I'm going to show you, we'll probably sew a couple of these together so you can kind of get an idea. So one thing that I am going to do, I'll show you when I have things laid out and I don't want to lose how it is. I will usually take a picture of it so that I can see how I had it laid out, how I liked it. And then I just stack my pieces on top of each other and then I pin them. And so that's row 1, that's row 2, and then this is row 3. So this is how I organize if I'm taking them apart. So now I'm going to put my sewing machine right there, and then I won't lose my place. Okay, so we're going to make these last 2 blocks here on camera. We're going to do the sashing. So this piece is 1.5 inches this way and 3.5 this way. We're going to sew it to the bottom and the right for this one, and this one we're going to do the top and the right. And now I just cut strips for the longer one, and then I just set the piece on there. And I am sewing with a scant 1/4 inch because some of these blocks do not have a lot of space and I don't want to lose a ton of points. So now we're going to go press that, and now that one is ready to go there. Now this one we're going to do the top. So this is again 1.5 by 3.5, and you could do 1 inch if you don't want to do the full, if you don't want it to be quite so big. So that's sewn onto the top, and now we are going to do this piece, same 1.5 inch strip. This one is going to be 4.5. So it's 3.5 this way and 4.5, the longer piece is 4.5. So super simple. And then I'm just taking my scissors and I'm trimming it off. Then I'm going to press it, and then I'm trimming them to make them a little more square. So it's also good if some of your blocks are not entirely square, you can make your area square by adding some sashing pieces. So let's press that. So this is a great setting option if you are making your quilt as well. If you don't want to do the setting, the sashing for the same reason that I didn't, because my blocks were just a little bit wonky. If you don't want to do the sashing and the strips and all of that, this is a great alternative. So now we're going to take these 2 blocks, and what I want to mention is, like I said, with the blocks being a little bit bigger, what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this one up with the top. And so you see how we have extra down here? So when I fold it over, I'm going to make sure that I keep the important part here because I can trim this part off to square it up. So I'm going to put those 2 together, and then see I have about 1/4 inch right there that I'm going to trim off. So now we have those 2 pieces. So now this next one is going to go here, and I just want to make sure that my important part of the block right here is up at the top, and then if I have too much on the bottom, then I'm going to just trim that one off again. So once you get your row together, then you can kind of square up your row as you go. Okay, that looks great. Now let's move this row out of the way, or that side. Now we're going to take this one, and then we're going to just set it here so we can see that most of them are the same. This one over here is just a little bit longer. We'll have to trim that, but these all look really good. So let's do this one. Oops. I'm also paying attention as I do the seam to try to keep my stitch line inside where my points are, so that when I open it up, I can keep my points. All right, so there's our first row. And then what we're gonna do, then I'll just turn this row and I'll see this one is a little bit bigger. And I knew this block was a little bit bigger to begin with, so that's okay. So now when we put our next row together, you'll never know the difference. Whereas if you had sashing pieces, you definitely can tell. So that is what we're doing. So now go ahead and start putting your rows together, however you wanna do them. And then after I get all my pieces put together, I am going to quilt them. And then I'm also going to figure out how big I want my side pieces and my bottom piece. Probably I'll do about the same, about 4 inches, maybe 4.5 inches for the bottom and the sides. And then that'll give you a nice little triangular bag. And then we're just gonna have a quilted bag. We're gonna put binding on the top. And then I'm gonna use my little cam snap and put some little leather straps on mine, so that way I don't have to do a liner and all that jazz. I'm just gonna quilt it with a pretty fabric on the inside, and then we'll just do the binding and then some little straps. So let's see. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these together, and then we will meet back next week where we talk more about the quilting and the sizes for your bottoms and your sides. And I don't have enough fabric of this background fabric to use in the inside, so I'm gonna have to order some fabric or pick some from my stash to go on my liner part. So so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and get as far as I can get with the quilting part, and then I will meet back next week and we'll talk about our progress some more. I also want to make mention that the spooky box from the Fat Quarter Shop just arrived. While I was doing the video, I just saw my sweet little mailman walking up. So, Fat Quarter Shop says that I can share this when I get this. But I always know that I'm gonna make lots of people upset when I share it. So if you do not want to see what is inside this box, then stop watching the video. I always get people that say, you ruined my surprise. Well, don't watch it then, silly. Okay, so let's talk about what's inside this box. I always love when the Fat Quarter Shop sends me these fun little boxes. They're always so cute. So let's check this one out. So I opened it, but I don't want to. Oh, there we go. All right, it says Patchwork and Potions. And then we have, on the inside, it gives us a QR code to scan for a sweet little sew along. This is the Boo to You. That's right here, Boo to You. And then it also has a QR code for the 15% off Jolly Bars. And then we have a super cute little bag. It is pink and it has a little bat and a pumpkin and a zipper on the top. And it is a Fat Quarter Shop design. So this bag's about the same size as the box. Then we have the cards to show us what's in here, but I don't need that. Now we have a Spooky Squad woven sew-in labels. So these are to sew into your projects. There's a little pumpkin, a little cat. It looks like a little gray cat maybe. And then it says Fat Quarter Shop 2026 on the back. Then we have a spool of Wonderfill thread. This is a 40 weight polyester thread. And we have a super cute little tape measure. Let's open it and look at it. It's a little tape measure that has a bat and a pumpkin on it. And then the little button you push to close it. It's like rubber. Very cute. And then we have a kitty cat phone stand. I have not looked at this. I have not seen these. Let's check it out. It's a little black cat. I once had actually I've had 2 black cats in my life. They're my favorite kind of cat. My very first black cat, my grandmother and I named Daisy when it was a kitten, and I loved that cat. And then I also had a second cat, in my adult life that was an indoor-outdoor cat, and that cat was so cool. It would walk with me. It would go for walks like a dog. It would walk behind me, and when we got too far in the neighborhood, it would start to cry and make meow, meow, make all these weird sounds because it wanted me to turn around. He was hilarious. So this is a super cute, I'll get my phone, super cute little phone holder. Oh my gosh. All right, now let's see. The fabric that came in the box is called Purrs and Booze by Elena Amo. She's a Moda designer. I believe she's a new designer. I'm not going to open the jelly roll, or I guess it's not a jelly roll, it's a Jolly Bar, Gina. So that's super cute. It has pinks and oranges and cream and black. And then there is a pattern, a Jolly Bar pattern. It's Purrs and Booze. You can make this with this. It's a very cute 49 by 49. It has 4 little cats in the middle. That's cats in the cradle. And then there is a, looks like a whole lot of half square triangles. So that's super cute. And then the pattern is a little, oh gosh, is that cute. It's a little cauldron with bubbles flying up, and they're bats and little stars and little candies. Very cute. That would look cute hanging over my husband's recliner. So it finishes at 27.5 by 48.5. So that's a pretty cute little box. What did you think? Oops, I'm dropping spools of thread. Let me know what you thought down below. Are you going to try to buy it? I don't know if it's sold out or not. They sell out really fast. So if you're thinking that you might want one, I would hurry, hurry. Okay, that was fun to look at. So a very unexpected little surprise from the Fat Quarter Shop. Okay, so next week we will hang out again and show my progress on the bag and give some more tips, and we'll talk about quilting and all of that stuff. And in the meantime, have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you again soon. Thanks for watching.